this chapter really just kind of served as a check-in on our hapless heroes and see what they've been up to since the Land of the Waves arc, and very cool stuff.
Naruto number 34, Intruders.
Well, hello, my brothers and sisters of the Nerd Nation. I, as always, am Jim, and I'm here to bring you another review on the awesome and awe-inspiring, heartfelt tale of Naruto. Our last chapter, of course, saw us with things wrapping up in the Land of the Waves arc, and really, it's, again, it was just tying everything up. They named the bridge after Naruto that was finally completed, and it was a mission accomplished and well done, and everybody, journeyed back to the village. So, nonetheless, though, that is how things left off, and that is how things pick up over here. We assume it's maybe a couple of weeks later. I don't know if it's a couple months later. But what it is Naruto and basically the 7th cell, Naruto, Sakura, and Sasuke, have been tasked with going out on these missions, and probably a bunch of nonsensical, mediocre type missions. Again, I'm assuming, even after their wonderful feats at Land of the Waves, they're still tasked with doing these things. It's not all glory every mission. So Naruto, though, I guess ever since what happened with Sasuke dying or almost dying, I guess him and Naruto have been at each other's throats even worse. They've used even less teamwork, and it's something that's evident in the first mission that we see them go on. Naruto doesn't want to live in the shadow of Sasuke or Sakura, and have them constantly telling him, "Hey, listen, you did wrong. Could you please stop? We got to stop having to save your ass," that sort of thing. So he tells himself, of course, he's daydreaming as Kakashi's going over the mission, and he's daydreaming about how he's gonna tell them this time that that they're a burden and everything else. And then the next panel, you see them finishing the mission, and it's the exact opposite. It's of what he was thinking was going to happen. It's it's Sasuke going, yeah, it would have worked better if you would have listened, and that if you would use some teamwork. So Kakashi even goes and mentions, what the hell, you guys have been, your teamwork has totally been lacking, And Naruto's like, yeah, see what I mean, Sasuke? And Sakura's like, he's talking to you, idiot. And I think he's just in general, he's probably just talking to all of them. So obviously they had a tough task in the Land of the Waves arc. And as far as I'm concerned, they really wound up going above and beyond, because the mission was not a mission that they were rated for as these junior level shinobi. And it's just really not, it was really something that I think was above their head, but ultimately they wound up prevailing. But I think there was a lot of things that wound up happening there that might have, it might have just kind of thrown them all off a little bit mentally, because you got to remember they're still 12, 13-year-old kids. So nonetheless, though, moving on, we wind up seeing a little more, too, of Sakura and her affection towards Sasuke as Kakashi goes and calls things off for the day. He's going to go turn in his report. And we see that dynamic between those two, where Sakura's just like, hey, you want to hang out? You want to train? And Sasuke's like, just stop, man. You make me sick, all right? Like, you're worse than Naruto because your skills aren't even as good as his. And you're going and hounding me and hitting on me all the time. Fucking go do something, So she obviously gets real hurt about that, And then, of course, thinking that Naruto is better than her, she's even more upset. Naruto goes walking off, and he winds up going, and all of a sudden there's like this box following him. It reminded me of like Metal Gear Solid, There's this box, it looks like, following him with eye holes in it, And all of a sudden, Konahamaru pops out with a couple of his buddies, and he's like, oh yeah, we gotcha! And Naruto's like, stupid, boxes don't have perfect, or rocks. It was disguised to be a rock, and he's like, rocks don't have perfect edges and eye holes, So anyway, Konahamaru is just, kind of, he wants to hang out with them. I guess Naruto said that he was going to hang out and play ninja with them, right? And Naruto, of course, doesn't really want to do that, but he committed to doing it. But he's like, man, I know that if I start this, it's going to take up the whole day. He's really kind of, he's a little kid at heart, you know what I mean? But at the same time, he's being tasked with doing these bigger things. So it's kind of neat to see that dynamic. Nonetheless, though, so Sakura comes along, and she's just like, oh, well, what's this playing at ninja all about, And then we get Konahamaru, and he's like, whoa, who's the babe, right? I can tell she must be with you, huh, big guy? And Konahamaru just goes and winds up pulling him into this, because in his head he goes and he's like, yeah, she looks like she wants to kill him right now. So he figures, hey, I'm going to embarrass him, So he goes and he's like, oh yeah, I can definitely tell, you guys must be, that the hottie must be with you, And Naruto's like, yeah, you're very perceptive and blah, 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 And the next thing you know, she's beating the shit out of all of them, and they're all running off, which I thought, again, was pretty funny, because she's whooping their ass up and down the street. Kind of reminds me of like One Piece, where Nami goes and just goes and starts slapping around, everybody else when they don't don't they don't listen to what she wants them to listen to. So very funny stuff. But really the chapter, it's just one of those bridge chapters. I know that we're starting up the Chunin exams over here. And we wind up seeing, a brief interaction between Kakashi and Iruka. He's wondering how asking Kakashi how Naruto is doing, that he's been so busy, Naruto hasn't had any time to kind of hang with him, And Kakashi's like, he explains what's going on, that ever since they've gotten back, it seems like their teamwork is worse than ever. And Naruto is just, obviously with Sasuke, they're just butting heads, And I think that's what he's trying to explain to him. And he says, but ultimately Naruto is just trying to work hard to, be more like his idol, which is you, So Iruka's all excited about that. Anyways, we go back to where everybody was kind of running Konahamaru, and then we're running from Sakura, because then Konahamaru goes and says something along the lines of, is she even human? Is she even a woman? So she comes running back after him, and as he's running, he goes and he slams in and bumps into somebody, and then we wind up seeing this this spread of these two characters, and they actually look kind of cool over here. I'm gonna see if I can pull them up right over here. And we wind up seeing these two characters, which I'm assuming are going to wind up playing in front and center over here. But the one dude looks, he's got this kind of brooding, cool look with his mask on and everything, and then the girl looks angry. Nonetheless, though, it seems like they're just bullies, because then the bigger one, the one with the mask, goes and actually picks up Konahamaru and is talking about how he's going to do this and that to him and everything else. And then we wind up, and then Naruto, of course, is going to jump in on that shit. He's like, no, you ain't going to touch him, and he's starting to talk his shit to him, put him down right now, you son of a, that sort of thing. And the chapter winds up ending off, though, actually. It goes back to the Hokage, and he is explaining to everyone that they are, in fact, going to have these Chunin exams. And because everybody's asking, they're like, have you announced it? Have you told the other village? Because I think we've seen some foreigners in our village over here. So we're presuming that's what those two kids are, the masked one and the other girl. And they're there for these Chunin exams. So, nonetheless, though, he winds up at the end of it, of course, the Hokage, he says, listen, on July 1st, it will commence, 1 week from today, the Chunin exams will commence, so I'm pretty sure this is something where it brings people from, maybe cadets, whatever you want to call them, from all around, from the different lands, to go and maybe compete in these exams and whatnot, to actually raise up their rank, and I believe it's to become a junior level, the Genin or the Genin, and that's how things end off. But again, like I said, a fun chapter, but really in every way, shape, and form, a bridge chapter that's kind of just introducing us and laying out the groundwork for what everyone tells me is arguably one of the best arcs in Naruto. So I'm definitely very excited about it. My chapter question, though, for you, brothers and sisters, is really, I guess, what are your thoughts on the, not the new characters that we got introduced to, but really, what are your thoughts on the dynamic between Sasuke and Naruto? Why do you think that they're butting heads even more so now than ever, after they had this kind of near-death experience and shared in that? If anything, I would think that it would bring them closer together, but I think Sasuke still has that kind of, brooding, dark personality, and Naruto is kind of still, takes everything lightly, and I don't know, it just seems to be more of a jokester, So, but I would like to know what your opinion is, though, on that. Leave the answer in the comments down below. Feel free to hit the thumbs up, the like button if you should think that I deserve it, and subscribe if you haven't done so already. We will look forward to catching all of you in the next one, nation.
Damn, that's a big sword he got there. Hey, remember to check me out on Facebook and Twitter and even my other channel.